Freaking Google reviews, right? Jeez, some crow. Google reviews. People only leave reviews when they're unhappy. We could sell 500 cars, and if 1% of the people are unhappy, that's 5 negative reviews. Reviews, they used to affect your business. Not so much anymore, because you know what? It's the noisy nail, the creaky door that gets the grease. Those are the people that always leave the negative reviews, and it's really, really frustrating. And today's video is all about negative Facebook, Google, business reviews that can affect your business and how to handle them. How do I handle them? I'm going to tell you. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's get going. So this week, dealing with a Karen. I mean, like a Karen and her best friend Karen and her cousin Susan, and it is... I mean, it should be a nightmare, but I'm not letting it get to me. She is a psychopath, and I needed to vent on video for you guys to let you know how I handle this stuff. So I own a car dealership. I'm a used car dealer, and it is a flipping tough business. So here's the problem. Owning a car dealership, you're a used car dealer. You are like way behind the 8 ball right off the bat because instantly nobody likes you. I'm in the same category as like attorneys. People don't like attorneys. People don't like car dealers. What else don't people like? I don't know, but I'm like among the top 3 of businesses people that people don't like. Now, here's the other problem. I'm selling used cars. I mean, for example, like that Civic is a great Civic, but it has 230,000 miles. So the person that's going to be able to afford that car is going to want that 2019 Civic and have expectations of a 2019 Civic, but on a $4,500 Honda Civic budget. So when they start driving it and they find like the car isn't going to be perfect and they're going to find little quirky, weird things about it, and they might get unhappy because it's not that 2019 Civic, they're going to want more. Or they're going to say, you know what? The window just goes down slowly. And then they will instantly call me back and say, Craig, the window's slow. Can you replace the motor? Like they'll gladly negotiate a price and haggle me down, but then they'll want more after the sale, whether it's sold as is or not. Now let me discuss as is. If you negotiate a car price, like if you're not happy with my price and you try to negotiate and you haggle it down, warranties are off the table. It is sold as is, and you are assuming responsibility for that vehicle, and if anything goes wrong, you have to pay for it. That's where that deduction comes. Things have to get taken off the plate in order to meet your budget. If you pay all the money for this Yukon Denali and something goes wrong with it, and you are a good person to me, on the back end, I'm gonna take care of you. Let me explain. See this open spot right here? A few weeks ago, that was a 2007 Chevy Suburban LTZ. A really nice car that we did a lot of work to. A lady bought it. She had a very specific budget. She had bad credit. She needed financing. We spent 5 hours with her in our office. Now, the vehicle had 170,000 miles. It was 10 grand. That, just to put in perspective, that Suburban's 15, that Yukon Denali's 16, that Suburban's 30. Everyone has a different budget, and I'm not going to fault them for that. So she couldn't afford those ones. She could afford the 170,000 mile one, which isn't going to be perfect. The problem is she wants those Suburbans for this Suburban price. So she went home, she drove home, everything was great. She loved the car. She was very happy and very easy to work with. She got home, she went to her mechanic a few days later to get it inspected, and guess what happened? Most mechanics are in the profession of selling parts and labor. That's their job. If they're not selling parts, they're not selling labor, they're out of business. Well, this guy sold her a ton of work. So what does she do? She calls me and says, Craig, it needs both lower ball joints. It needs a wheel bearing. Craig, it needs something else. Oh, also my exhaust is broken and my side step is bent. Why is your side step bent? I don't know. It wasn't like that in the photos. I know it wasn't like that in the photos. I took the photos and I know the car. Why is the side step bent? I don't know, but it wasn't like that when I bought it, and you need to fix it. Demanding. Now this video is about Google reviews, so I'm going to get into it in a minute. But you get more bees with honey. If people are demanding, if they're the squeaky wheel, if they're the door hinge that gets the grease, I don't want to work with them. I have no problem saying, sorry, stamped as is, I'm not helping you. But if you're nice, if you're caring, if you're considerate, and you're kind, I will go out of my way to help you. Let me show you what I mean. This Dodge Dart right here, super nice lady, paid cash for it, paid me my full asking price, and 30 days after she bought it, a catalytic converter code came on, and it's over $500 repair. She didn't have that type of money, and she just bought the car. That sucks for her. But she was really, really nice, and she paid all the money for the car that I was asking. She was easy to work with. She didn't need financing. She showed up with a pile of cash. Everything was great. I gladly took care of that car for her. The catalytic converter is on its way. I'm paying for that out of my own pocket just to make her happy because she's a good person. Every scenario is a case-by-case basis. Depends how they treat us, depends how they were at the beginning of the transaction and through the transaction, and that's how I decide on what you get. If you're a good person to me, I'll be a good person to you. If you're not, and you think you're entitled to something, I am shut off instantly, and you get nothing. Just so you know what I'm talking about, and I don't want to be the only one speaking, I want to show you firsthand from someone else's mouth. German.
Yes.
The perfect example is that 2007 Chevy Suburban that we sold. And we did a lot of work to that car. We put an inspection sticker on it for her, and we really went the extra mile for this lady to make sure she got done, to make sure she got a good car, and
Felt happy.
she felt happy. We even stayed late for her in the rain. So that woman got it home, and she lives on like a rocky road, and she hit a rock or something, and she broke her exhaust. And then she went to her mechanic, and her mechanic tried to sell her some extra parts.
Yeah.
She called, she was unhappy. What did we do for her?
Did ball joints, was it?
Both ball joints.
Both ball joints, front and rear ball joints. We did exhaust work for her.
$700 in exhaust work for her. We went way out of her way to get things done for her. Did she say thank you to you?
She did not.
She didn't say thank you to me either.
The whole time
no, thank
she
you.
was just looking to see what else she could get out of
Demanding and demanding and just wanted more and more and more. And then the more you do, the more they want, and at the end, we don't get it. Thank you.
They're never pleased. No.
Right. Thank you for that. I just wanted, so everybody knows I'm not the only one saying this stuff. Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about reviews. This morning I woke up to a Facebook notification that Flying Wheels got a new Google review. And the Google review was from a person that is not a customer of ours. I didn't recognize the name, I didn't recognize the face, nothing. But she had a claim that we sold her a two-wheel drive vehicle, but told her it was four-wheel drive. Now, this is the first time I've heard of this. Literally, the first time I've heard of this. Why wouldn't she call me and say, hey, maybe there was a mistake. Maybe somebody thought it was four-wheel drive and it wasn't. That could happen, possibly. But this person I don't recognize, and I don't know the car, and I looked through my paperwork, I can't find it anywhere, supposedly bought a car from us and claims that we lied to her and told her it was four-wheel drive. Now, we wouldn't do such a thing intentionally. And had we done it, and she reached out to us, maybe we try to swap it for a four-wheel drive if this is, in fact, the case. It wasn't the case. What was the case was a negative Facebook review, 0 stars with a bad comment. A YouTube subscriber stuck up for me, defended me, and said, hey, this could be possibly a mistake. She went off the wall. I mean, like, berated him in comments, crazy Facebook comments. It got insane. And then this person defended me again, defended themselves, and it went back and forth and back and forth. It was insanity. And then every time this person stuck up for me, the insane person, Terry Ann, I'm going to call you out because it was nutty to read what you wrote, would threaten to leave me a new bad review somewhere else. So as the comments went on, now I woke up to all this. She left a negative review on Yelp, she left a negative review on Google, and she left a negative review on Facebook. And then had somebody else also leave a negative review on Facebook. It was insane. So every time they were unhappy, they were incredibly rude and threatening and harassing to the person that defended me, and also then left me another negative review. Now, this is why you can't really care too much about reviews on people's businesses. I mean, if it's a review on a product, that's a big one. Review on people's businesses, people only leave reviews when they're unhappy. If you're happy and you're satisfied, life goes on, let's move forward, let's enjoy our purchase or our scenario, and then everything is good. But when you're unhappy, especially if you're a Karen, you let the world know. You're good, everyone's good. You're not good, everyone needs to know that you're not good. And that's how reviews work, and that's why it's skewed. That's why it's a skewed system. Why am I talking about this right now? Well, the Chevy Dude, if you don't know Chevy Dude started his own car dealership recently. Congratulations to Chevy Dude. He now is in the world of used cars. Welcome. It is a cold, callous world because nobody gives an F about you. And every car you buy is used. And every car you own is going to have a problem. You are now a professional problem solver. Every car you buy is now going to have a problem. And you need to figure out why somebody traded it in. What was that reason? And you have to be the diagnostician to fix it and repair it. Otherwise, if you miss it and then you sell it, somebody's gonna be really unhappy with you and they're gonna come after you and leave you reviews. It's awful. It's really, really difficult. My career is being a professional problem solver. Even after the sale, I am the one that has to fix the problem if one should arise. Take them with a grain of salt. The best thing you can do is ask for positive reviews. And honestly, quite honestly, even when I do, people still don't leave reviews. So I ask them in my office, were you happy with the experience? How was German? How was the staff? How was the cleanliness of the shop? Is there anything you loved about us? Anything you didn't like about us? And they'll tell us. If you were happy, please leave a review. And oftentimes I'll even go as far as texting them a link to my Facebook page or to our Google page so they'll leave reviews. It almost never happens. I would say 1% of the time people leave reviews when I ask them. And when they are even happy and they reach out and say how happy they are. It's very, very rare. The people that do, I really appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you. And if any of you are watching and feel like leaving a positive review, Flying Wheels on Google and Facebook, really appreciate that as well. Just know if you're a business owner and people are leaving you negative reviews because they're unhappy, try to respond tactfully. Try to respond professionally. Most of them are crazy people. Some might not be crazy people and might be validated, and that's something you need to correct with your business. Just know that when somebody's unhappy, they want the world to know. When people are happy, not so much. They tend to be a little bit more quiet, and then you don't know anything. No news is good news, right? Years and years ago, I sold a Ford Focus that had an electrical problem. The girl had to come back 3 times, and I could not figure it out. But every time I attempted to try to take care of it, she ended up having to go to the Ford dealer. She had a problem with it. The Ford dealer figured it out, took care of the bill, and she was still unhappy with me because it took so many times to figure out the problem. She wanted to return the car, and I said, no, I'm sorry. It runs, it's fixed, it's repaired. There's no returns. I'm not returning the car, especially you'd already put 2,000, 3,000 miles, whatever it was on there. She, her daughter, her sister, her cousin, like literally 5 different people left reviews all at the same time. That's how you know it's family linked, because all the people at the same time will leave a very similar review. So just remember, like 5 bad reviews could actually be one experience. They are out to hurt you. People don't care about you. They care about themselves. Nobody cares about you, unfortunately. It's terribly sad. It's exhausting. It's painful because literally I work 7 days a week. I wake up at 4:45 a.m. I don't stop working. I try to fit time in with my family in between work and all the jobs that I have going on, all the tasks that I have going on, all the problems that I have that I'm trying to solve. All those things I'm trying to do while being a good human being and a good father and a good husband. It's really, really difficult. Now, it is incredibly difficult to find vehicles right now. I mean, I am working twice as hard to find half as much, and I'm paying significantly more, and it pains me to have to charge people more. But my vendors have increased their costs on me. The cost of inventory has increased on me. My insurance has increased. Fuel on all these cars, the cost of fuel has more than doubled. Every single person that charges me something has increased my costs, and it has to be forwarded over to the purchaser, which really hurts. I don't want to have to do that, but that's the world we live in, and everything is really difficult. And I'm working 7 days a week to try to provide quality cars for people that have been repaired, have been serviced, have been detailed. That way they like their car. But no matter what, it's a used car. You're going to find something that they don't like that isn't brand new. You just have to hope that people are realistic, and sometimes people aren't realistic. So for now, this is what I woke up to today. This is the life I chose. It can be difficult sometimes. If you're a car dealer, know for sure you are definitely going to get negative Google reviews. It's the way it works. It's the world we live in. But the best thing you can do is ask for positive reviews from people, hope they do it, and respond tactfully to the negative reviews, because when people do read the reviews, they'll read somebody berating you. And if you just respond professionally, explain the situation, most of the time they understand anyway. Guys, if this was entertaining and you enjoy my pain, please do me a favor, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching.